From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's the week of December 29th, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. It's our Best of the Year edition. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
Eddie, Big Cat, has the week off this week.
Yeah.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
Well, like I said, this is our Best of the Year episode. And what we're going to do, like we do every year on our 52nd week of broadcasting, we've been doing this show since 2005. So, this is the end of our 12th year. What we'd like to do after 51 weeks of content is kind of sift through all the not good stuff and find a handful of highlights buried in all the rubble.
Out of those 51 episodes, about estimated 2 hours. I mean, we're talking over 100 hours of footage here that we've whittled down to about 45 usable minutes here. So you're in for a real treat.
Yeah. If you're a new listener or missed a chunk of the year, this is a good way to catch up and then start 2018 fresh. You're all caught up. It's kind of like when they do the last season on the whatever, it's like, and then you're good to go. Yeah. You didn't have to invest the 100 hours, right. Yeah. So
this is the previously on 24 moment, right now.
That's what's coming up. But before we move the show along, my son, my 8-year-old son, Cohen, is here joining us. And I thought this would be a good chance. Jesse's got this app of questions that this would be a good chance to try a few out on him, to get to know him a little bit better.
Cohen, I have a question for you, man, because I understand that you are like a Lego expert. And I have a 4-year-old son. He's not quite at the Lego age, but I want his first Lego experience to be unforgettable. What is the first Lego set I should get my son when he's ready to play with Legos?
There's
a big decision. It's a big decision.
Cohen inherited Dad's Legos, Uncle Chandler's Legos, and then all the Legos I was buying before Cohen was age appropriate for Legos. And so
that's a lot of Legos.
He inherited a room's worth of Legos when he finally got interested. If he hadn't become interested in Legos, we would have had a problem. But you do like Legos. What's the best Lego set you can think of?
The Star Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer? What about the Millennium Falcon?
Oh.
Because it opens up and you can play inside of it, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Legos have come a long way, apparently.
A long way. But I'll tell you, to make this official, Cohen has been compensated for his appearance on this week's show.
Oh, wow.
He has a Slurpee and $5.
Ooh.
He earned $5.
Oh, man.
Right?
That's pretty good, dude.
So to earn his airtime, Jesse, I was thinking you could, like you do with any new guest host, pull out the old questions app.
Yep.
And Jesse has some questions he wants to ask you to get to know you a little bit better.
All right, Cohen. I just pulled it up, and it appears I'm at a string of animal-related questions here, so I'm going to let them fly. If you could ask an animal one question and get an actual response from them, what would the question be?
And what would the animal be?
Yeah, what would the animal be too?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. That's no good.
I would ask dolphins. I would say, listen, are you really communicating and are you planning a takeover? I need to know. I feel like you're really smart. I feel like you're capable of it. Okay, if you could be any underwater animal, what would it be and why? Any underwater animal.
A whale.
A whale, why?
Why would you choose a whale?
No, you don't know?
You're the biggest and coolest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Got to worry about getting eaten by another.
Yeah, nothing could bother you. That's good.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, Cohen, whales seem pretty chill. Whales don't got anything to worry about. They don't got any predators. They just swim around all day, eating plankton, occasionally looking for a disobedient prophet to swallow up and teach a hard lesson to.
Cohen, just so if people don't know you, you are how old this year? How old did you turn?
8.
What grade are you in?
2nd grade.
What is your favorite part of school? What's your favorite class?
Computer.
Computer class. What do you want to be when you grow up? I know what you used to answer. You used to say you wanted to be an app developer and an
App
animator.
developer.
Yeah, but what are you
Yeah.
saying this year? What's your new dream this year?
App developer.
Really? Still an app developer?
Yeah.
Although last night in the car Cohen learned, he's like, we were talking about teenagers and and how you're a teenager all the way up until you're 19. And he's like, so you're a teenager when you're also a grown up? And I was like,
there's a little bit of a crossover.
that's
It's a
weird.
paradox
And
there.
then he's like,
Yeah.
why would grown-ups like go to school? And I was like, well, college after high school.
You got to learn.
That was the thing. He said, I don't want to go to college. Right. And then I said, but if you want to be an app developer, that's when they teach you how to do that. And he
true.
thought, man, this is a jip.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy about this idea that he has to be in school till he's 22 years old.
No, not at all.
No, not at
Cohen,
all.
what kind of app are you going to develop? And when you make a lot of money developing apps, can I pitch you ideas and maybe get a cut of this action? Because I got app ideas, but I want to hear yours.
What are your app ideas?
I can't think of any.
Hey, Cohen, how about
That's
this?
okay.
An app that will let you communicate with dolphins to figure out if they are planning to take over. I download it. I may have downloaded an app that promised to do that and spent considerable amount of money. To my knowledge, it doesn't work.
Okay, well, moving the show along. This was a great year. We actually had a lot of highlights, unlike my self-deprecating banter earlier.
Yeah.
And it was actually really hard to pick just a handful of best moments.
It really was.
Yeah, it really was. The guest lineup this year, incredible. The cast lineup this year was a little bit of an anomaly for us, if we're honest. You know, normally over the years we've had, we have 4 cast members and we have a mix of males and females. This year, it was predominantly male-driven, which felt odd not only to us but to many of you.
Yeah.
Let me just say something. A little foreshadowing. We got some news, folks. We got some news. After this week, we got some fun, exciting news. So
That's all. Let's leave a cliffhanger, right? Like,
That's
I mean,
it.
we can't give it away. We got to
Nope.
give them a reason to tune back in
2018. 2018 is going to be a little bit different of a dynamic, and it's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
So moving the show along, back in January, we actually aired an interview with This American Life host and creator Ira Glass. The interview went in a sort of unexpected direction with Ira. He's an atheist, but he got telling us about the impact Christians have had on his life and why it's so important for the media to portray Christians more fairly, which is
Yeah.
interesting. It's actually a thread that shows up on their show quite a bit. Here's part of the interview with Ira Glass.
It's interesting that you say that you feel like Christians get a bad rap in the media, because it feels like a lot of the stories that you guys do about people of faith really counter some of those stereotypes. Are those stories that you guys seek out?
Well, there was a period where we absolutely did, but it was kind of an early period of the show. Like, it was a period like 15 years ago. I remember there was one where I went on a mission trip, and I feel like that was like kind of at the height of it. Teenagers got 1999.
Oh, wow.
So it's a really long time ago. Yeah. So it was like the 4th year we were on the air, and around that time, like I just was just very aware that like at the radio station we were at WBEZ, like it's Chicago, so a lot of people are really devout and mostly evangelical, like not, like some Catholics, but it's Chicago, and there were a few people, on the staff who were like really Christian in a way that like it was like they were out with the Christianity in a way that was really lovely, and people who I really adored and just seemed like model people and model Christians in every way, and who I really loved talking to in general, but also about religion. And I was aware that the way that Christians were portrayed in the media, in the news, and in fiction, in the movies and on TV, seemed totally disconnected from the actual Christians in my life.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I've said this before, like, and been quoted on this before a bunch of times, but that like in the media, it just seemed like whenever there was a Christian character, it was like the most doctrinaire, stiff-necked, doesn't listen to anybody, kind of corny version of an intolerant person. And every Christian I knew was exactly the opposite of that. Great listeners, super concerned about people, utterly compassionate. And I was like, wow, so there's a whole thing here that isn't being documented. And since I'm a documentary producer, I just felt like, well, that's a huge area that basically the media isn't doing a great job documenting. So that's obviously like a great area for me to be doing stories in, because I felt like the rest of the media was getting it wrong, and that there just wasn't much press about just the normal way that most people of faith live their lives. And like, I remember being struck, like there was this movie Three Kings years ago, and in the movie, one of the characters at some point, something's going to happen, and he just goes off and prays about it. And it wasn't even like a plot point, like it wasn't like a plot point in the movie. It's just like, this is a character with faith, and he went off and prayed on it, and then like the next thing happened. I was just like, when that happened, I realized like I have never seen that in a movie, of like the normal thing that millions of people do. You know what I mean? Like every day in this country. I was like, how is it that like I'm this old and I have literally never seen that in a movie? That the point wasn't like, oh my God, he's going to pray on it, and now like he's going to get something from it, and everything's going to change in this story, or like, it wasn't like a plot point in the movie. It was just like, he's a normal person, he prays. Like that's a lot of people. And so this is sort of all out of an impulse that came from that. I have to say, like, that was sort of like, as a show, like, we'll get obsessed with something for a while, and then we won't be obsessed with it anymore. So that was like a kind of like a minor obsession for a while, to do stories on that, just because I felt like, well, nobody's doing this very well. Yeah. And like looking at the thing, there was a show that we did in 2000 called Pray. Like there was a bunch of stuff we were doing, because I just felt like this is done so badly in the press. But I feel like it's been years since that. Now I feel like when it comes up, we're not intentionally looking for stories like that. It's just in the normal mix of stories. If you're doing stories in America, obviously includes people of faith, and then when we cover it, we try to cover it and just document their actual experience.
Yeah, it was a real thrill to have Ira Glass, a legend, a podcasting legend. He's one of those guys that kind of, I feel like, laid the groundwork for a lot of podcasts in general. Just people hungry for these bigger stories and engaging with bigger ideas. So it was really cool to have him on the show. And the other thing too is he's putting out a movie. If people read our magazine story with him, he's working on a movie that actually tells the story of Carlton Pearson called Come Sunday, which will be out next year. So
Carlton Pearson's a controversial Tulsa pastor. On his brand new album, All Things Work Together, Lecrae collaborates with artists including Aha Gazelle, Ty Dolla $ign, Tori Kelly, and others. Earlier this year, when he released the single Blessings, we caught up with Lecrae to talk about collaborating with Ty Dolla $ign. Also, why more rappers are talking about faith and what it's been like receiving criticism from his fellow Christians for his activism. What we didn't talk to him about was the show-stealing, show-stopping cameo by a middle-aged white guy in his Blessings video.
Right. Yeah.
That was filmed in LA.
Yeah, it looked like this gentleman, whoever he was, wandered onto the set. He looked like he was bothering Lecrae friend and fellow rapper Propaganda. Yeah. It looks like he may have stolen some hot dogs off of a grill that was going in the barbecue scene, but we didn't get to that this year. No, maybe next year we'll talk to him about that.
No, we didn't. Here is part of our conversation with Lecrae.
I know that, Miracles Whatever has a lot of spiritual undertones, but I think for a lot of people that are maybe familiar with Ty Dolla $ign's catalog, the collaboration may be a little bit surprising, but it does seem like there's a lot of artists right now that seem to be very comfortable talking about these ideas regarding faith. Do you think hip-hop is having sort of a spiritual revival at the moment?
I think it's open to the conversation. I think hip-hop is open to the conversation. You got to remember, hip-hop comes from struggle and oppression and not spirituality. Soul music and R&B, all that comes from spirituality. So just to be able to have the conversation is dope, and I just want to make sure that I'm a part of it if I can be, and I'm grateful for that opportunity.
And that's okay. I'm hearing screams and they saying we sold out. Yeah. But I'm hearing screams from the stands cause we sold out. It's so loud. I got one life, so I spend time trying to live to the next one. If you don't like it, cool. It is what it is. 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 My plate too full to sample that dish. Down every road, I'm waiting for it. That green light. Cause on the aisle, come get my things, but I can't
listening to Lord. Song is Green Light. What you might put together is that the music you're hearing on this episode might be on the best of 2017 album list that we published on the website last week. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Portugal the Man with Live in the Moment. Cohen, how do you think the show is going so far?
Good.
What would you like to add that we have not been able to cover so
Nothing.
far? Nothing. You're just enjoying. You're just on board for the ride. How's that Slurpee treating you?
Fine.
What flavor was it?
Coca-Cola and cherry.
Oh, you do the mix.
I
You
like
do
that.
Gotta mix.
I mean, Mountain Dew and cherry.
Mountain Dew and cherry. You do the kind of the suicide mix. You do all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you do it like and mix it all up, or do you leave it in like layers so the straw like gets it like it's several different Slurpees?
I mix it up.
You mix it up.
I like
Doesn't that
that.
just taste like garbage?
No.
Oh, it's
It just
delicious.
tastes like sugar.
Hey, Cohen, I got a question for you. Have you ever gotten Starburst and jammed some nerds in it and then eaten it?
What?
I've done it once.
Have you really?
That is
Yeah.
wild.
Mind blowing.
It was really
What?
good.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh yeah, man.
that's
You,
so
you,
good.
you just because the nerds are hard and kind of pointy. You can really jam them in those Starbursts. As Cohen and I can tell you, it's a crunchy tart delight. Am I right, Cohen?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of candy or weird candy combination you've done? Can you think of so? I mean, you've done a lot of like challenges and stuff. He watches these YouTube videos where the kids will like eat crazy food and candy concoctions,
really?
and he'll recreate them.
My favorite candy is probably toxic waste.
What's toxic waste?
It's like
I've
a
never heard of that.
super sour candy. It's basically like Warheads, but like 10 times sourer.
Oh wow!
We
wow.
got to try
Yeah.
this.
Gotta try them.
Yeah, I've never-
Oh,
Cram them
never
into
even
your
heard of
noun
that.
laters.
Hey,
and
Cohen, I got a question for you, man. You're plugged
Yeah?
in on the scene. You're on YouTube. You know what the kids are into. Is slime pretty big right now? Are kids making slime?
Kind of.
What would you say was the biggest YouTube trend of 2017? The challenges stuff, or slime, or what?
Probably the challenges.
What kind of challenges?
Oh, it's like they'll just film each other like doing a blind taste test thing or
Like
Yeah.
hot sriracha sauce on Skittles.
stuff like that. And then they just film each other's
On
reactions.
Skittles. That's the one thing I've never heard sriracha sauce put on.
Cohen, have you dabbled in any of these challenges?
No.
It's his dream, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
One of the big plans
we
for
can make this
2018,
happen.
Cohen's wanting to launch his own YouTube channel or several channels.
well,
Yes.
what are
What are they gonna
the
be
different
about?
Categories.
Yeah. You want
One will probably be about just like weird stuff.
weird stuff. He
Like
wants
what?
to call it
The
Cohen's
weird channel.
the weird channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cohen, I got something to tell you. I've had the exact same idea for a YouTube channel. It's going to be called the Weird Channel because I too like weird stuff and have a lot of weird stuff I like to put on YouTube. So maybe we can collaborate sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he wants to do a gaming channel, right?
Yes.
And then do you want to do like a challenges unboxing type channel or
I'll probably do at least like 2 more.
2 other channels?
Yeah, probably like 4 channels.
I read that some 6-year-old makes $11 million a year off YouTube revenue.
wow.
Really?
That's insane.
Yeah. You only get $5 for podcasting. I mean, you're going to.
Yeah, it sounds pretty lucrative to me.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
I had no idea putting weird stuff on the internet was so lucrative. Because I got a lot of weird stuff that's up in the noodle, and I would love to disseminate it online. If we're talking $11 million, I better get busy.
This week's episode is brought to you by Quip Toothbrush. With Quip, you don't have to worry about getting a new brush heads or toothpaste. They're delivered right to your door on schedule, so you can replace your brush on time and have better oral hygiene at an affordable price. With the sleekest design you've ever seen for an electric toothbrush. The Quip toothpaste tastes fresh, strengthens your teeth, and gives your mouth the perfect minty clean feeling. Quip's subscription model is a thoughtful, inexpensive solution for people who want to make it easy to keep up with the simple habits that will improve their oral health. Let Quip do the thinking for you when it comes to your teeth. Quip starts at just $25, and right now, Relevant Podcast listeners can go to getquip.com/relevant to get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/relevant, spelled GETQUIP.com/relevant.
That sounds like a great New Year's resolution for some people, like up their dental hygiene game in the new year. And this is how you do it.
There you go. Well, this year, the podcast made a new friend when comedian John Crist sat in as a special guest host for a couple of episodes. During his first appearance, which was in studio with us earlier in the year, we tested John's true knowledge of Christian culture with a quiz that measured just how much of an expert in church fashion, music, and entertainment he really is. Here's a clip of our interrogation of comedian John Crist.
All right, John. What did the famous Abercrombie and Fitch Christian parody T-shirts?
Breadcrumb and fish.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine, John.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. You're 1 for 1. Okay, this is a little bit harder. Like I said, I'm easing you into this thing, man. The T-shirt that said "Catch Up with Jesus" and had a bottle of ketchup on it.
Yeah.
Also included what slogan? Blessed from my head to my potatoes.
Okay. Yeah. I have this shirt, but I can't remember what. Yeah.
Pass it on! ! Or don't be left behinds.
Ooh,
Like
it was for
Heinz
sure
ketchup.
A.
Blessed from head to toes is correct.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You are 2 for 2, my
man, I
friend.
feel-
All right, now it's time for the Christian direct-to-video round.
Oh, I don't
Christian
know about this.
direct-to-video
I didn't
round.
have TV growing up, but I'll try it.
Really? Is that
No
the Mennonite
TV.
era or
Yes.
the Vineyard era?
No TV in the house growing up.
Really?
Wow.
Were you allowed to see movies and stuff?
Well, my brother snuck in a Weezer CD and a Michael W. Smith case.
So it wasn't just like hide it in the backpack.
we had to
and put
go,
it in a
yeah.
different case.
Yeah, different.
That's
put
a
it
pro
in a Christian
move, man.
case. Yeah. Come on.
It's a good brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he
all
had
right,
to rely on his brother because the parents would forget about him.
Yeah, for sure. The funny thing about these jokes is that's a comic lives for this.
Right.
For like sick, dark humor.
Right.
Like
Where's
that.
the little
Like this camera, you don't know me, but to have the confidence to make a joke like that after meeting me for 5 minutes,
Right.
I love this guy.
Let's find the deep core
That's
thing and just play with that.
There's nothing that if you can. Mark Lowry, you know who Mark Lowry is?
Yeah, of course. You're a hero.
My hero. Yeah, I was hanging out with him, and he told me a story. He told me about this is the brain of a comic, right? So he was in the hospital when his mom died.
Mm-hmm.
His mom died. Him and his dad were there, and his mom died. And right before she died, she goes, "This is a true story. I think I see lights." And that was the last thing she said before she died. And so they was all sad. Everybody's crying. They get back to the car. His dad gets in the car. He gets in the car. His dad goes, "Man, that was crazy." Mom said, "I think I see lights." And Mark says, "You think it was flames?"
Hilarious.
Great
dude.
joke.
Hilarious. I will never tell a better time joke in my life.
Because
Hilarious.
too soon doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Not for a comic.
No.
But
For someone with a soul.
yeah, maybe probably too soon.
But generally, right.
Isn't that like that? You think
That's
that was?
great.
You think that how therapeutic was that for his dad?
All right, we're in the direct-to-video Christian movie round.
Okay, yeah. Now it's gonna. I feel like we set you up. You know, you're warmed up. You're 2 for 2 at this point.
Good.
Okay, this is a direct-to-video round. Which of these terrible things did Nick not do in an episode of McGee and Me?
Okay.
So all of these were terrible things he did.
Except one.
Was he complicit in the vandalization of an elderly Native American man's home? Did he sneak into a film called Night of the Blood Freaks Part 4? Did he inadvertently start a massive wildfire and blame it on an orphan? Or did he become an arrogant jerk after winning a game show? He did 3 of those things. He did not do one. Which one is it?
Well, I think it was the movie, but I'm pretty sure it was part 3. That's the only.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. What's the name of the movie again?
Night of the Blood Freaks Part 4.
Okay, I know he did the last one, and I know he did the second to last one.
That you have any of it in your head is
What's
really
the first one again?
The first one is that he is complicit in the vandalization of an elderly
Yeah, he did
Native
that.
American
Yeah,
man's
that
home.
was a moving
I think-
episode.
I
That's a very
remember that
special
one, yeah.
episode.
Everybody's traumatized by when the tree branch came through the house. Remember that one?
And,
was a very special movie
I
in me.
remember the elderly Native American man is holding like a rabbit the whole
Yeah,
time. That
right.
also looks very sad.
Oh, that's the same as like in Home Alone when he's like the guy.
That's
in the
right.
tree.
That's- yeah, the scary neighbor.
I'm not confident in this. I'm gonna if I could phone a friend, somebody over at Focus on the Family, but I'm gonna say B.
The correct answer is the one where he inadvertently started a massive wildfire and blamed it on an orphan. He did not do that.
I should have known that orphan.
Yeah,
that
the
should have
orphan,
been-
the little orphan pig.
Right, because the wildfire storyline was clearly happened.
Clearly.
But you're not going to bring orphans into it.
And the
Feels rude.
skateboarding down the hill. Which one was that? The skateboard race.
That was so cool.
I actually was doing my
Skate
research.
expectations. Skate expectations.
Yeah, it was called Skate Expectation.
That's the one where the title comes first.
Yeah.
All right, let's
All these over
backfill
the
a
trash
story.
bag.
about
This
it.
next question is about Bible Man. All right, take it away, Jesse.
Okay.
Oh, wasn't that the guy from Charles
Eight
in
is
Charge?
He should be a Christian. Bible man, you're playing
He
that
is
character.
he's the Charles in Charge guy.
all right,
Yeah.
good,
I think
good,
he's
good.
got
Not
some
Scott
issues,
Baio.
but who am I to judge?
He had a lot of issues. He very serious issues, and then kind of came back to the Lord, and then went away and had the issues again, and then came back to
And
the
he
Lord one more
hasn't,
time.
really been, hasn't been seen in the last 8 years. No one.
What are we supposed to do? Just forgive him for that? Get out.
I'd
dude.
still let him put on a robot suit and be
come on.
Bible Man. I don't need my Bible
and
Man
leave
to be-
messages for your children.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. Which of the following was not an actual villain on the show Bible Man? All of these were, except for one. Dr. Decepto,
Decepto.
It's like Dr.
Okay.
Black or.
It's a freebie.
Professor Stumbling Block,
Oh,
Oh,
good
that's
Lord.
gotta be fake.
God.
Rapscallion P. Sinister,
Are these all fake?
No, so 4 out of the 5 are real. 1 is not. Keep
the
going. 2 more.
Fiddler, who is like the Riddler that tells lies, the Fiddler, and then
sounds like
one that's called Too Cool for School, but you should know
The
that it's
spelling
spelled
is the digit 2
K.
and then KUL.
Has to
Too
be.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
4, the digit 4, then SKUL.
There was always one cool one, wasn't there, in all those shows?
It's a little edgy.
Like in Pound Puppies, there was the one guy that had like the cool jacket on. Do you remember?
For school with it. He's got a pop collar and sunglasses
Oh, yeah.
inside.
He's a rebel.
totally.
He's a
Yeah,
rebel.
yeah,
I'm gonna go with B.
Professor Stumbling Block is correct.
Not a true one.
Not a true one.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
I feel good
so
about this.
you're 3 for 4 right now, John.
Not bad.
The first one, if I would have thought about it, I would have had more time. But yeah.
All right, the next one is
Also, I don't even know if I want to be good at this game. Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I haven't done many of these.
I was like, I win. Wait, but do I?
Your career is predicated on the fact that you're great at it, but I just wish for you'd had a better life.
You know what's funny about this interview, this segment is I listened back to that episode to try to find, that what they just heard, some in and out points. John was very apprehensive when he first came into the studio with us.
Yeah.
He had to ease into this thing, but I like to think that we did actually make a new friend because he, like I said, he wasn't comfortable right away. He was trying to feel us out a little, but we got some interesting background on him.
I'll tell you, we have become friends. You know how you've become friends? When they awkwardly tell you some really, really messed up dark secrets about them.
Oh,
and that's happened between me and John.
Oh,
So
was it you telling him or him telling you?
him telling me. So
And let's share them now. Here is Cameron reading a text exchange in the middle of the night with John Chris about secret sins and some very, very dark things in his past.
oh man.
That was shameful things about John Chris. Next up.
Well, David and Lisha Radford are the husband and wife indie folk duo, the Grey Havens. They stopped by the Relevant Studios this year to perform a few songs for us off their brand new album, Ghost of a King. They not only showed off their incredible harmonies, but also some instruments we've never seen before. Live from the Relevant Studios, here is the Grey Havens performing Train Station.
Train station inside of this train where the people go to try and escape, and with anxious eyes we stand in line till the cold ground shakes to tell us it's time for the trains. Yes, it's time for the trains to stop. Some were steel and some were gold, and each conductor raved. They shouted, buy your tickets, save your souls. But one conductor sang, and he shouted, yo, come follow me. I'll buy you tickets and don't pay your fees. 'Cause I know what you cost. Believe me, without this train you will be lost. So the rich men laughed and they walked away, but the poor ones felt that they should stay. So they told all of their friends, they told even strangers till there were 10. Thousands of people should come there to see this scandalous train that claims to be free. Just let him speak. So we drew a picture on the ground. The stone moved just like sand. He said, throw your tickets on the floor. I'll give you mine instead. And he shouted, yeah, come follow me. I'll buy your tickets and don't pay your fees. 'Cause I know what you cost. Believe me, without this train you will be lost. The soldiers rushed in like a flood, wild-eyed, looking for blood. They said, show us the one who lies, deceives and claims his trains of grace are free. We take his body to the track and nail him there, so he never comes back. You will take his body to the track and nail him there, so he never comes back. And then the ground began to shake. We felt the stone beneath us break. And he came back anyway. And there was love, and there was love. And he shouted, you, come follow me. I'll buy you tickets and don't pay your fee. 'Cause I know what you cost. Believe me, without this train you will be lost. Believe me, without this train you will be lost. Believe me, without this train you will be lost.
Chandler, help me out, man. What is that crazy instrument that she's playing that makes that weird horn-like sound?
It's a melodica.
A melodica. I've never.
It's like a small keyboard that you blow in one end, but then you play it like a keyboard.
Melodica. Have you ever played a melodica, Cohen?
No, but I've seen one.
I have one. I can
You
bring it in
have one?
sometime. Yeah.
Cohen, I think someone just gave us a great idea for our Weird Stuff YouTube channel. Episode 1, the melodica.
The melodica episode. Perfect.
There you go. Well, Damon Lindelof is best known as being one of the creators of the hit TV series Lost, and more recently, the co-creator of HBO's spiritually inspired sci-fi series The Leftovers, largely hailed as one of the best TV shows of 2017. I think in our office, we said it is the best TV show of 2017. Did we not publish that this month?
No, we did. Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Well, this year we talked to Damon about the show, which is based on a rapture-like event, and his own religious background. We also, of course, asked him about the smoke monster from Lost. Here's part of that interview.
So obviously, this big event, this departure, the sudden departure, is some form. Well, seems to be some form of, at least draws on, references the Christian idea of the rapture that's rooted in very specific kind of traditions, with things called dispensationalism, and it's been portrayed in novels like Left Behind, in a couple different movie versions of the same stories, etc. I mean, do you have experience with those kind of things? Did you grow up in a religious or conservative home where you would have had exposure to this kind of idea?
No, I mean, my religious foundation was primarily Judaism, and my father was raised Lutheran, but by the time I was born, he wasn't really, he was pretty much a self-defined atheist, and my mom was culturally Jewish, and I went to Hebrew school and was bar mitzvahed, but not really ever, a believer in the most strictest sense of the word, but obviously had a lot of instruction on the Old Testament and always liked Bible stories and was fascinated by Bible stories. In terms of was I supposed to take these things literally? Was there actually a flood? Was there really an Abraham and Isaac? What did Moses actually part the Red Sea, or were these more parables? And then as I grew older, as I began to be, kind of go out into the world and read and experience people who had different religious upbringings than I did, became fascinated by Christianity and the same questions, because I felt like the foundation of my Jewish faith was that these things weren't supposed to be taken literally, that they were more parables, and that I didn't need to believe that Jonah was actually swallowed by a whale, but that the Christians that I encountered believed that Jesus was that everything that happened in the New Testament was to be taken literally, and that was a sort of a fascinating process for me, in terms of this wasn't a metaphor, this was literal. And so when I've always kind of known about the idea of the rapture, certainly as popularized by the Left Behind series, and then every once in a while, one of these, kind of doomsday prophets coming forward and saying, this is the end of the world is nigh, et cetera, et cetera. But then Parada actually did a lot of research on the rapture and the different interpretations and the premillennialists and the postmillennialists, and so he, when it comes to the actual rapture, and my understanding from Tom was, and again, he did all this research before I met him, so I took his word for it, is that the word rapture never appears in the New Testament. Right. It's really an extrapolation of a lot of things in Revelations, in terms of, this is the sequence of events basically leading into and through the end times. And so, in basically everything that I knew about the rapture prior to meeting Parada was in that Mimi Rogers, David Duchovny movie entitled The Rapture. Yeah. And something tells me that it wasn't like strictly canonical to Revelations, although it certainly was not afraid to quote Bible verse.
Well then, great. Well then, how about this? How about one more question? Can you tell me what happened to the smoke monster?
What happened to it at the very end of the show?
Yeah, what happened? What happened with it? I guess I should say. I feel like the consensus around the office was, if we're talking to the creator of Lost, everybody wanted to know more about the smoke monster.
Well, everything is subject to interpretation, but I guess that the conventional thinking is that the smoke monster taken the form of John Locke for the majority of the end game of the final season, and its intention was to destroy the island that would the island was functioning as a cork for all sorts of unpleasantness and evil in the world that would have been freed had it achieved its goal. And fortunately, Jack Shepherd sacrificed his life in the great messianic tradition to stop this from happening, and defeated and destroyed the smoke monster in the process. So I think that's the conventional answer to the question, and I can't disagree with it.
This made me appreciate, our Aaron Hanberry, one of our editors who was with us for a while, his interviewing skills, because basically the interview wraps and Aaron just goes, "So what's up with the smoke monster?" It was a bold move, but it was what the people wanted to know. You know, that's journalism 101.
Before he went into that interview, I actually planted that seed. I'm like, hey, if you get out of this interview and don't ask him about that smoke monster, I don't know, like, what was it doing the first few episodes or first few seasons, and then why didn't it come up at the end of the season? I'm like, what happened to it? Why was it tormenting everybody and then just kind of went away?
But his answer was extremely satisfying.
Oh, dude, it was very satisfying, and we published it as a sidebar to the piece in the print magazine.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, stay tuned. More best of coming up after this.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
If you struggle with pornography, you're not alone. The truth is, you cannot fight it alone. Pornography thrives in secrecy and shame. Freedom comes through transparency and accountability. Experience victory with Covenant Eyes. Use promo code RELEVANT2018 to receive 30 days free. Just go to CovenantEyes.com, click on the green sign-up button, and use promo code RELEVANT2018 to get your first 30 days free.
You let the meds talk. If I kill it, it won't be the alcohol. I'm the realest, after all. Tell them be humble.
You're listening to Kendrick Lamar. The song is Humble. You like that song, don't you?
Yes.
Humble. We were singing.
Sort of.
What? What's your favorite artist right now, Cohen?
I don't know.
Favorite album of 2017? Cohen Strang.
I don't know.
Too many things to pick from. You like pop music, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Who do you think my favorite artist is?
Drake.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I knew it.
Good.
You told me your favorite kind of music was Christian music, right?
Yeah, Christian hip hop.
Christian hip hop. What's your favorite song?
Feel It.
Feel It. Toby Mac's Feel It is Cohen Strang's pick for best song of 2017.
Yes.
Wow.
Love it.
Can we hear a clip?
Yeah, let's hear a clip.
Let's do it. Got some real feel to it.
Cohen, your dad has a history with Toby Mac. I don't know if he's ever told you that, but he's actually encountered him on many occasions.
Did you know that me and Toby Mac go way back? The Mac is back, no slack. I really haven't told you the story about me and Toby Mac. We had a beef. We had to squash it. We had to squash a beef. Me and Toby Mac had a beef. Did you know that? You didn't know that?
I don't even know what a beef is.
A beef is like we had a
disagreement.
Not really disagreement. It was just kind of like a rivalry, like a little feud, a little rivalry.
Yeah,
me and Toby
rivalry.
Mac.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you know that? It's true. You could ask your mom about it. Well, moving the show along. Jen Hatmaker is a best-selling author and a popular speaker. In her latest book, Of Mess and Moxie, which is what Jesse's Twitter bio is.
Yeah, I get royalties from that book because people have just been saying that for years. So Mess and Moxie, that old Jesse, I like to emphasize the Moxie. Most people just think about the mess, but either way, I don't want to steal Jen's thunder.
Jen discusses why authenticity is so important, even if it's difficult at times. Well, this year she was on the podcast, and we talked with her about how social media has changed the way we relate to one another and the deep need to be honest about what you're going through with the people that are closest to you. Here's part of that interview.
What do you think in terms of people seeing who you really are, seeing the mess, to use the words that you use in the title of the book? What's the right way to go about that? Because you don't want to stress people out by just being a jerk all the time, because this is just who I really am. I'm not a nice person. But also you don't want to be fake. So is there a balance there, or is there a principle there that people can use?
I think authenticity online certainly can swing sort of from one extreme to the other, and neither are actually any good. There's this fake authenticity that it's like low-hanging fruit. You know, anybody can post a messy picture or something that's really low in cost. Like, oh, I'm just a real person, which is all true. Everybody's a real person. So that's not like that's a lie. But there's a brand of that type of transparency that has some real, like, quick rewards, but it doesn't cost you anything. You can still, behind that barrier, you can still hide everything substantial, everything that's meaningful, anything that is sincerely genuine about your life. And then, like you just mentioned, you could swing the other way where it's just too much on display. There is no filter. There's nothing held back. There is absolutely nothing off the table of public consumption. And that's just as not only unhealthy, but exhausting to have to digest from somebody all the time. So I think there's something in the middle that feels right to me, where your authenticity is going to cost you something, because it means, at least in certain areas where it's wise and where it's prudent, you are going to peel back the curtain a little bit and reveal something hard, something that involves struggle or loss or failure. You know, that's not a thing we generally like to share, or disappointment, and put that out there. And that's risky. It is. It's risky, and you don't know specifically what the response to that will be. And so that my experience with that brand of authenticity where it matters, I have found that in general, it draws people in far more than it pushes people away, because it sort of creates the space for other people to say, oh, me too. Yeah, me too. I've done that. I've struggled with that. I failed in the same way. And it's good. I think that's good for the community to neither chase the lie of sort of a fake happy life where nothing really has any cost, or the opposite, where everything is a disaster, every day is a mess. Everything is in the weeds. And so something in the middle is somewhere where I think it's more true.
Cameron, you know what I liked about the part of that interview we chose?
Yeah. What?
The Moxie. I feel like we could have gone mess, we could have gone Moxie, and I felt like, this is the part of the show we need some Moxie.
Yeah.
And so
I
let's
feel
see the
like
Moxie.
you've talked about this before.
We talk about Jesse's mess and his Moxie pretty much every week on the podcast, buddy.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah. Singer, songwriter, and worship leader Cody Carnes stopped by the Relevant Studio this year for a special live performance of songs from his debut album, The Darker the Night, The Brighter the Morning. Here he is performing his song, Hold It All.
You The darker the night, the brighter the morning. You're in control. The graver the fight, the greater your glory.
I'd say, Cohen, if I had worked at 7-Eleven and I saw you mixing Mountain Dew and cherry, you know what I look at you and say?
What?
That's a mess, but it also shows moxie, and I like it. I like it. That's a mess. That's what that drink is. Your drink is of mess and moxie.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Well, Anthony Anderson is the co-creator and star of the critically acclaimed sitcom Blackish. The show features an upper-middle-class African-American family as they navigate social issues, faith, and the modern political climate. Early this year, we spoke with Anthony about why comedy is such a powerful tool to affect real change. Here's part of that interview.
Given the amount of support that you have from the network and obviously you guys' ability to tackle big issues, is there anything that you would like to see the show take on in the future? Any issues that you feel like would be that Blackish is especially well suited to take on that you guys haven't dealt with explicitly yet?
Well, we don't know. It's not like we're Law and Order and we're snatching, headlines out of the paper. It's like, oh, let's talk about this. What we pride ourselves on is dealing with divisive topics that will bring a group of people to the table that have different philosophies. And our show and the subject that we're dealing with will be the catalyst of this conversation. And by the end of that conversation that they have, hopefully they leave that table having a better understanding of the person that they sat across from. We want to do shows and talk about things that are organic to these characters and to this family. This family and our show has a very distinctive point of view. And we will continue to talk about things that, affect our community, but more importantly, affect this family and how they deal with that. From racism to sexism to ageism to the N-word to gun violence, to mental health, homosexuality. We deal with it all. And I think we deal with it very, I'm not going to say gently, but, we deal with it from every point of view. So everyone has an opportunity to voice their opinion, good, bad, or indifferent about it. And I think we're very fair in that, in dealing with things and how they affect our family and our community. So there's not a subject that's out there that, is like, oh, we're chomping at the bit to talk about. We will talk about it organically and fit it in how it fits in with our characters and with our story.
You're listening to Future Islands. The song is Ran. That would be, I don't want to say the highlight concert of 2017 for me, but I'll never forget seeing Future Islands at South by Southwest with you, Jesse. That was a great
Mohawk,
show.
The legendary venue, Mohawk. Well, let me ask you this: what was the best concert? Because that might be my number one. I'm trying to think. I mean, I went to a town, we saw a bunch of Lollapalooza, but no band had the kind of energy that I feel like that Future Island show did. What was your favorite live performance you saw all of last year?
I mean, on the other end of the spectrum, that would be my most it was, people were crammed in there and it was so much energy in the crowd. It was so small. That would be maybe my favorite. I mean, maybe the best and most biggest show of the big stuff, seeing Arcade Fire is never a letdown.
Yeah. And Chance hometown
and
Chicago
I saw
show.
Chance the Rapper hometown. I saw him at an arena. I mean, both of those would go on my list as well. But
yeah,
there's a lot of good shows.
A lot of good shows.
Yeah.
You should travel with us. You know, we go do stuff. We go to
Yeah.
South by every year. We go to Lala
I
every
gotta
year,
be
man.
here and edit the podcast every week.
Nah, we'll just do it from the road. That's fine.
Yeah,
You can come
don't
with us.
worry about it, dude. It's listen, show some moxie and get on a plane and figure it out, man. Just if you need to stay up a little late, just cram some Starburst and Skittles and just jolt the system and do what you need to do, man.
Yeah. In recent months, Bible teacher, speaker, and writer Beth Moore says she's lost a major portion of her audience after speaking out this year about the current political climate in America and calling out Christian leaders who tolerate things like immorality and abuse from people in power. Recently, we spoke with Beth about why it's so important to speak out, no matter what the consequences will be. Powerful. Here's part of that interview.
What I spoke out about was what I found so disturbing coming from my own world. When I felt personally about it, because this is the evangelical world that I've been part of all of my life and served for 40 out of 60 of my years. And I've never thought that world was perfect. No more perfect than I was or any other individual within it. We're what make it up. But I would have believed, and that generally speaking, it was true. And I want to see if I can explain that what we appeared to be was what we, to a large extent, were. And I think that what hit me with such concern over these last 18 months is that I felt that its most public witness in politics, I'm talking about not all, but just in some very, very influential areas of evangelical leadership, that I felt like the public witness of it seemed to be, it felt to me dishonest.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's saying a lot, and I've thought carefully about the word I want to use, but it seemed to me that the candidacy was not represented as a quandary. It was instead represented as this long-awaited victory. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that instead of being treated as the messiness that it really was, because it just really was, and it really was a quandary, but instead of being treated as the messiness it bordered on the near messianic.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
Oh, yeah.
I just was like, it was like, this is all our hopes and dreams come true, and people were buying it. And I'm just going to tell you something. If you're going to sell me something, sell me what it really is. And I feel this way in every meaningful sphere of life, Tyler, whether it's in a church context, a political context, news, media, a social context, relational context, I don't care what it is. But don't put a bike in front of me and try to sell it to me as a truck. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to buy that. I don't care how enthusiastic the sales pitch is, or how long it goes on, or how winsome and loyal the salesman is, or how much I even like him or her. If it's a bike, I want to call it a bike. I don't want to call it a truck. I'm willing to rub my eyes and put on a pair of glasses and do my best to make sure I'm not having vision problems. But if I keep seeing two slender wheels and a set of handlebars, I'm probably going to say that is not a truck. That is a bike. And I know that I'm just having to somehow appeal to a metaphor here. But here's the thing: if I don't mind talking about the bike. Mm-hmm. I might not have wanted to be on the back of it, but I could take an honest approach to what we're dealing with. There were people that thought this is our only way forward. This is the only way we can go where we need to go. Okay, I can understand that. I might not want to get on that vehicle, but I can I can understand that. I can have that conversation.
Sure.
Just don't keep selling me on a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if I've made my point with any clarity at all, or if that makes the least bit of sense. But that's how I felt. That I felt like, and I didn't feel like it was just me. I had concerns for the people of God that we were being sold, that we kept being sold something that wasn't so. It was not what it was painted to us. And I found it deeply disturbing.
I feel like that was maybe one of our most unexpected interviews of the year. And that's nothing against Beth Moore, but that's not typically what if you're familiar with her writings for all these years, it's surprising in a really cool way that she's become such an outspoken advocate for change.
She's always been a phenomenal Bible teacher and speaker and author. She's turned in this year. She's stepped into the mantle of prophet. I think she is a voice in the wilderness, and it is important what she's saying right now.
Yeah, she's always been brilliant. It's just, she's not afraid. She's shown how not unafraid she is to rock the boat in a very good way.
That's right. Well, in May, like I do every year, we went to Montana with a group of guys from a variety of backgrounds, including singer-songwriter Brady Toops, who was on the trip with us. And this year, Jesse got to go with us for the first time. Well, we had to record the podcast from Montana because, the show must go on. We got the moxie. We got to get it done. And while we were there, we actually grabbed Brady and he grabbed his acoustic guitar and we kind of mic'd this room very unprofessionally. And he played a brand new song off his album, Tried and True. Here is Brady Toops, live from a dining room in Montana.
Well, I'm feeling like a pawn, and this board you're playing on is littered all with cages for birds who've lost their song. Without love I've lost the reason, and I cannot find the rhyme. I feel my heart still beating, but my blood don't feel alive. Without love I'm half a man, without love I'm more machine. And it's awful hard to balance when you're caught out in between the wages of your living, but a heart that helps you bleed. Won't you blow upon these sails? Won't you guide my wounded ship? Lord, I'm lost out on these waters, and the distance I've kept. Without love I'm just an engine, and I'm working overtime. Oh, underneath this starlight, won't you take me with the tide? Without love I'm half a man, without love I'm more machine. And it's awful hard to balance when you're caught out in between the wages of your living, but a heart that helps you bleed. Oh, oh, I ain't got the time to hold back, but I ain't got the time to believe. 'Cause it's so hard to balance when you're cut out in between the wages of your living, but a heart that helps you bleed.
That was awesome. The less,
Yeah, I mean,
the less,
everything considered, like it turned out so well.
the less produced, the better in
Yeah,
my
it's
mind.
like
I
super
hate it
raw
when these
sounding.
artists come in with all these like tracks and they're trying to like everything make perfect
Everything
and polished. It's like
going
literally
stereo,
stick a
yeah.
mic in the room and let's see what you got.
Right.
That
That's
was
all
just
we
a
wanna
guitar
do.
that was there too. Like he's
Yeah.
like tuning it moments
That's
before.
hilarious.
Like he never played that guitar before.
And it was breakfast time, and we didn't even ask him if he wanted to do it. We just
Yeah.
saw him at breakfast. We're like,
All
hey,
right.
can you do this? He's like, all right, sure. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, not only is Tony Hale the star of two of TV's most acclaimed comedies, Veep and Arrested Development, but he's also a devout Christian. This year, Tony came on the podcast and we spoke to him about his faith and how he stays so grounded even as his fame continues to grow. Here's part of our interview with Tony Hale.
What have you personally learned from playing so many different characters who are really defined by their dependence on other people?
I think we live in a society that's, and granted, I think people being independent, I think that word is really wonderful, but I think it's been so over glorified in the sense of like, she's independent, he's independent, they're independent. When in actuality, no one sees the value in like healthy dependence. Everybody can kind of say codependent is wrong, which I also agree that's unhealthy, but healthy dependence, and what's wrong with like needing healthy relationships, needing other people to speak into our lives, and needing, community. It's like that's not talked about. It's always like, oh, I can do this myself, I'm independent. It's like, I hear you, but what's wrong with kind of healthy dependence and really knowing that we need each other? We need each other to speak into each other's lives.
Yeah, Tony Hale, man, it's crazy to see his, like we said in that bio, his fame grow, because he is like one of the most decorated supporting actors in TV right now. A lot of people, think about the success of Veep, and nothing to take away from Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but this year in particular, Tony Hale was like the standout of that whole show. But it's always fun to hear his perspective. And Arrested Development is coming back too. So
that's right. Well, there are a lot more highlights this year, and those are just some of the ones that we wanted to reflect back on. But honestly, there was just so many hours of amazing guests and artists that have joined us this year. Hey, we just want to take this minute to say thank you all for listening. It means a lot to us that you join us every week for this show, and that so many of you have been with us for so many years. I mean, it's actually amazing. Yeah. Just this week, it's the holiday season. A lot of people are traveling. We have had tours come through our new studio every day, big tours. People drove down from Wyoming, people that, from other cities, and I'll say like, well, what are you doing in Orlando? And they're like, literally, we came to visit you guys. Like we were a few hours away, and we made the trip over to see the studio. They're longtime listeners, and someone brought gifts, things that they made. It's just so cool to see the connection with you guys, and it means a lot to us. We just want you to know how grateful we are for making the show possible by you listening.
Yeah, and for all the feed, I mean, even just like something, taking the time to send us feedback and hit us up on Twitter and playing along with our running jokes, it does mean the world. And as much fun as 2017 was, I think about all the cool stuff we have in store next year in the podcast, in the magazine, online, and in all our different avenues. And I'm really excited that we get to continue to grow, but mostly to continue to interact with the people who have been supporting us for a long time.
One of the things about my personality is I just don't tend to look backwards. I'm excited more about looking forwards. And so these best of the year things are like, whoa, this was a good year,
Yeah.
But we've come a long way. This is really cool. But I really am. What Jesse just said is so true. I am so excited about what's coming in 2018. If you are listening to this the first week in January, maybe head over on your browser over to relevantmagazine.com. There's a completely new website.
Yeah.
And we relaunched the site just now at the beginning of the year. We will be adding a ton of new features and elements and sections to it. We launched off a big new section partnership called Love and Money in January, and in all the areas we're doing. Our new studios, there will be daily, weekly, and kind of prestige video content being created. Watch our YouTube channel, watch Facebook. There's going to be literally daily content coming out of Relevant.
Watch my new YouTube channel.
Watch Cohen's new YouTube channel. And the Relevant Podcast Network. We've had, 5-6 shows. We've been kind of taking a crawl, walk, run approach to the network. In 2018, we're going to be running. There's a lot of new shows coming down the pipeline, some big announcements where we can't wait to tell you. And like I alluded to, even this show itself, a big new era kicks off in January. Cannot wait for you to be part of it. So everyone, thanks for amazing 2017. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. There you go.
Happy New Year.
And here's to a great 2018 as well. Yes. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Cohen Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
For Eddie Koffoltz, Andre Henry, Propaganda, all the other people that have been on the show this year. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
I would hate to see any of them get glassed in the future. Also, I'm always the banker and I steal money, and no one expects that from the thimble. I got one of those Ricola horns. Help me. I guess you could say he really blew it. Ah! Well, the lyrics is what it's kind of. I love it. 5 stars. I feel someone around. Help me, call the doctor. And now Jim Slater with weather, Andy Katz with sports, and Tom Rinaldi, who measures food all day. I'm becoming someone who actively pollutes just to spite Captain Planet. I want a chimp that's always the size that if I put him in a Sherlock Holmes outfit and give him a little magnifying glass, I know there's no danger of him mauling me. Make a funny Smash Mouth song or I'll kick this dog over. I could never fall in love with a Billy Bass, I'll tell you that right now. When it comes to elves, err on the side of caution. I shouldn't have cut the roof of your mouth. I'm sorry. Jesse Carey, Esquire, C-Law, in case you're wondering. You could get murdered out there. Does it have an extender pole? Because that way it's just a very skinny, limbless version of me. Guys, I swallowed 7 quarters this morning. Yeah, you don't want to go full Kirk. People are a little sketched out by full Kirk. Yeah, what do you have, a bass doctor come in? Cameron, I need you to create a balance beam over that roaring fire you have. I'm going to inflate the unicycle tire. I'll be back. I feel like the main story is here. This poor millionaire is getting ripped off on avocados. They didn't even spice it. They just cut it open. A bunch of pepperoni sticks fell out. I grabbed it by the horns, wrestled it, disemboweled it, and slept in it for a week. That's how I feel about life right now. And they need the riot gear because every once in a while we'll catch one right in the plexiglass face, and it's disgusting. So there's a family and the mom has a glass eye. That's what you need to know. Are they smart enough to prevent us from capturing them, putting them in pools, and making them do exotic dance routines? I think not. Shocking. It was beyond offense, just shocked me to the core. Bring me a higher love. Hey, it's a different era, and you just gotta absorb it sometimes. Why is my pills filled with 3/4 cotton? Butchering the Queen's English, I'm Jesse Carey. If I can't see your face, the gospel does not apply. You're talking Seabass's language right now. I was like, I'm jumping on the back of that train of girls. Shut up, alpacas, you've cost me everything. Searching for ticks on my big old bloodhound doggy. And I'll say this, as cool as it looks in a drink, don't drink it. He who holds the packing peanuts. We all know the parable. You're talking to a guy who's intimately familiar with night terrors. It's the most wonderful time. Ring ding a ding ding ding. You know it's coming, guys. Thank you. It's going to be the subject of a true crime. Mommy, why don't we celebrate Halloween? Handsome! Handsome! Next one. Oh! Ha, 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 ha. And if you happen to have magnetized fingers and you're thankful for them, let us know. Is gubernatorial? Is that, am I saying that right? You know, I was expecting to be teased there. If I feel like the right thing to do is scream at a bunch of kids, I scream at them all the time. More of you in my life. But sometimes he'll get you into some fun stuff.